Hello everyone. Well, this is my last video as a Millennium Fellow member. Some of the questions that you have asked me to do for this video is the first one is, what is the most beneficial change you saw in yourself personally thanks to the Millennium Fellowship experience? Well, thanks to the Millennium, I learned how to be a better person. I grew up as a person. I believe that I've learned things such as what kind of leader I am, how to delegate responsibilities, what roles does someone have in a group, how to distribute roles in a certain group to make the work even efficient, to make it efficient. Also, how to act during a work interview, and some other things. One thing that I would like to share with you is that I learned how to be a leader. I learned that as a leader you have to be really careful of what things you say, how to respond, how to act, how to question other people, because whenever you do something, people will react in a certain way because people will listen to you. So you need to be really careful as to how you try to convince them to, for you to be able to gain something in return. For example, if you want them to do a certain work, you have to be conscious that you will have to try to convince them to do it, not manipulate them to make the for them to work. That's what I want to mean. Some of the professional skills that I developed during my Millennium Fellowship experience, well, the most important one I think was how to work in teams, how to be a good member while working in a team, because you need to be able to learn how to delegate responsibilities, how to you need to know the process, that there is a process to delegate responsibilities. Like, you need to know that before you tell someone to do something, they must be able to do it. You must show them how to do it, not you do it by yourself. You need to work in collaboration, not you trying to control every aspect of the work that you're trying to do. Secondly, I learned how to interact with people that I don't even know, and how to work with them in a team. Because the first day, I remember that they told us to make teams. Well, first we have to do certain questions that to another person, and they will have to answer, and then we answer them too. So we didn't know each other. Well, I didn't know anyone. So, well, you have to exchange partners with other people, and I had to interact with all of them. We were 20, and I had to interact with them in, I don't know, like 5 minutes, get to know their objectives, what kind of social work they're doing, how do they contribute to our society, how do we can establish a certain relation for our social projects to work. And I think the most important one is what goals do they have for the future, because after hearing that some of them wanted to, I don't know, be a change maker or be part of an international organization or travel, etc., you will get to see that some of the things that they wanted to do, you wanted to do them too. So that's something that I really thought and used to be able to communicate with them, knowing that we have that in common. Well, the third question is, what challenge is in your student or community project and what during your Millennium Fellowship experience did you learn to approach that situation to resolve it? Well, my community project is a little bit simple. What we do is we try to knit the entire year. We make slippers, we make hats, we make scarves, etc., and then we exchange them for a bag of diapers. Then we distribute to retiring homes that live in poor conditions, that are not regulated by the government, or that they have been just left out by the community, and the elderly living there have trouble to live their last stage of their life. So that's kind of what we do. But some of the challenge that I think has endured since we started this project is that some of the members have a hard time committing with the objectives that we want to accomplish each year. Also, most of the members are women around their 50s, and two or three are people are young. So I think that that's a challenge too, to be able to connect our ideas to have a greater reach with the community. For example, if the young people have an idea like use the social networks to show the people that what are we doing, to show younger students, for example, what are we doing, and for them to get involved, we have problems because the other women don't understand how to do it, or they think that it's not necessary or stuff like that. But in the end, we are trying to make that connection, and we're trying to gain more people that are young, like students, etc. For example, during this Millennium Fellowships project, this experience, I thought of ways to make more young people get involved in our project, because I think it's really important to have fresh ideas and to have a greater community. For example, if I could create as a student, student group that connects with Abrigando Corazones at the university, it would be like the whole university is part of a community project, and that can bring good to both parts. So that's something that I thought during the Millennium Fellowship. Also, it was a recommendation from my other fellows that I appreciated, that I took notes, etc. Well, my career goals before the Millennium Fellowship, I thought I wanted to make a change about something that I've been wanting to do before entering my career. I didn't know exactly how. We started our project, but it started with someone else, so I didn't know exactly what can I do to contribute to our community. And after the Millennium Fellowship, I learned that, we are something greater than just our local problems. There is international organizations like the UN, like NGOs, like enterprises, etc., that want to contribute also, and that they have a greater reach. So after entering the Millennium Fellowship, I wanted to be more than just my local problems. I wanted just to contribute to my community in a certain way, but also I will want to make a greater change at an international level. For example, I always have an interest in human rights, and I will want to work in that, either in Mexico or internationally. And I study political science, so I think it's another point of view of human rights, not just the people that study law see human rights as a certain way, and people that study other sciences or other careers see them in a different way and want to contribute to be protected or to be defended. So after the millennium, I thought I could be to have a greater impact, just not only here, maybe in a greater universe, for example. And well, finally, for students that want to be part of the Millennium Fellowship, well, during my experience, I had a class at my university that was of economics, but in a class we saw the UN, and one of the things that we saw was the Sustainable Development Objectives, and I told my classmates that the university was doing this program, and that if any of them had any projects that they could be a part of this experience. So I have recommended this project to many, because I believe that in our university we do many social projects, but they're recognized by the university, but I think that they should have a greater impact or a better reach. The people that are inside these projects, maybe by doing the Millennium Fellowship experience, they could gain more abilities, and maybe their projects could be even greater than what they're right now. So what I recommend to other fellows that will become part of the students is that, well, they take everything that they learn in this Millennium Fellowship experience, that even though it's just 4 sessions, they have to make more. We did 5, and even though we wanted more, but I think it was difficult because we have exams, and in Mexico we don't have that much of breaks during the semester, that it was a little bit more difficult for us to organize. But I would want them to take everything that they learn, that the experience is a great experience, that you get to know many people inside your own university and internationally through Facebook or the Millennium Fellowship web, that you get to know other people, and you get to know the other problems around the world and how they're trying to solve them, that you can take some of the things that they have done and apply them here, or they can apply your projects around the world. Maybe they don't even have the same problems as you do, but you can gain information in how they don't have it, like the way that they don't have that problem, because they have already solved it. And well, I think also that it's a great part, it's an extra point on your academic and social curriculum, that will help us to gain a job or to present our experience as a student, and that could gain us, and that